boy, ABC, you've done it again, haven't you? So for my international audience, don't turn off. This is actually quite an interesting story. We're going to flip over to Australian news for a sec and talk about Scott Morrison at the centre of an ABC row over religion. Yeah, Australia actually has religion, and some of our actual prime ministers and government officials are actually Christian. You can imagine how this is going to go, but let's jump into the story. So, the Australia's new Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, who is a Conservative by name, I would say, at the centre of a row over his deeply held religious beliefs. The pescatarian PM, whose faith is causing some concern among Liberal MPs, was lambasted on ABC show Tonightly on Monday, triggering fierce debate on social media. The TV satire program, which recently cancelled by the ABC due to the fact that they want to give other programs a go, I don't know what that means, it's probably due to ratings, but anyway, skewered Mr. Morrison over the perceived contradiction between his religious beliefs and his controversial actions as an immigration minister. Host Tom Ballard referenced the leader's congregation, where worshippers are sometimes so overcome they start to speak in tongues. Anyway, to show us how our new PM's faith fits in with his policies, we've managed to get some Christian rock musicians who regularly perform at Morrison's church. Now, we do actually have a copy of that video, and we will play that. Just a small segment for you now, just to give you an idea. But yeah.
Talking about his evangelical faith.
Yeah, and if you don't know what that means, we're here to explain. It means ScoMo is heaps Christian.
Scott Morrison could not be more Christian, right? Every act he does is so Christian.
2, 3, 4.
Jesus made the animals like kangaroos, and he also said to lock the kids up on the roof.
I am Jesus' son.
And I'm Jesus' daughter, and there's nothing more Christian than closing the borders.
We love Jesus,
Jesus, but not refugees. If you want to win votes, then you got to stop votes.
To do what pleases Jesus, deny them all visas, and you can't get more Christian than that.
So there, you can see in the actual clip, they're going pretty hard at him. And look, at the end of the day, I don't have a problem. If you want to have a go at someone's religion, then so be it. But when you start going through and targeting a specific group constantly, and also the fact that you're a taxpayer pundit, I have a bit of an issue, but we'll get to that in a sec. Introducing her double act as What Nixon Lloyd, comedian Bertie Correll said the pair were shadow ministers and began explaining Scott Morrison could not be more Christian, right? Every act he does is so Christian. The pair sang the song Jesus Made the Animal Like Kangaroo. He also said to lock kids up in Nauru. I'm a Jesus son, I'm Jesus' daughter. There's nothing more Christian than closing the borders. We love Jesus. Jesus, but not refugees. If you want to win votes, then you got to stop boats. What to do, please, Jesus, deny all them visas. You can't get more Christian than that. The song later runs, Mo is under spell of Jesus' charm. The kids are on safety watch for self-harm. If Jesus was a refugee, would say, F off, we're full. One Twitter user responded to the clip, would you leave the Prime Minister's faith alone, please? We do still live in a country that believes in freedom. Another accused ABC of ridiculing Scott Morrison's faith, while one said the broadcaster should hang its head in absolute shame. Others replied the video had clearly hit a nerve with some Liberal voters. The clip had thousands of shares on Facebook. This song is so irrelevant, it's sad that so many people have seen it, wrote Emily Claire Donahue. Jared Alge called it abhorrent garbage and was the complete disrespect of the view of many Australians and faith. Martin Duran said he found it ironic that the ABC is quick to make fun of Christians with a bad video, but would never dare to do with Islam. Double standards, and I'll get to that in a sec. Mr. Morrison's faith came into the spotlight since he won the party leadership spill. The Liberal leader is one of 2,000 worshippers at Horizon Church in Sydney's Sutherland Shire, some of whom believe in divine healing and health for well-being. Now, obviously, that's some of them that he hasn't said that himself, as far as I know. The Foreign Immigration Minister, known for enforcing stop-the-boat operations, sovereign borders policy, said in his maiden speech that his personal faith of Jesus Christ is not a political agenda. Many saw the conflict in this, with human rights lawyer centre directors of campaigns Tom Clark tweeting, "Fascinating how politics can be so selective when their Christian informs their decisions. Happy to invoke Bible when refusing to vote for marriage equality, yet teaching of Jesus seems irrelevant when denying Medicare for refugee kids." Fucking leftist, but anyway. A senior Liberal source this week told news.com.au that Mr Morrison would be encouraged to downplay his religion as PM. Jeffrey Robinson, a senior lecturer in social sciences and Deakin University, added, "If I were Morrison, I'd be careful about appearing too religious and push it too much." He's not the one pushing it, they are. Those hearts on sleeves decorations of religious faith make some people a bit uncomfortable. There's something of a suspicion about religion in politics. But I'm sure Morrison's fairly well of those kind of considerations. An ABC spokesman told the Daily Telegraph the skit did not attack Morrison's religion, but was a satire way of examining the relationship between such beliefs and government policies on asylum seekers. Yeah, right. ABC can now be prenumpty. Scott Morrison hits back at public broadcaster after they mocked his Christian faith in an axed comedy show. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has called the ABC numpties after a comedy show mocked his Christian faith. In the skit performed on the ABC Tonight with Tom Ballard on Monday, comedians Bertie Connell and Watt Nixon Lloyd tried to connect the nation's refugee policy to Mr Morrison's religious beliefs. "The ABC can be numpties every now and then, but my faith teaches me to love each other and turn the other cheek," Mr Morrison told the Daily Telegraph. "I'm the Prime Minister and I work for all Australians every day. I'm on their side. I'm bringing Australians together, not about creating differences and pushing them apart." Mr Morrison declined to watch the ABC segment. Look, at the end of the day, he's obviously gone through and taken the high road. I'm not religious, so I don't have to do that. Oh, you know I'm going to have fun with this, don't you? This is your tax dollars at work. Andrew Bolt slams the ABC segment for mocking PM's religion. So the Prime Minister hits back at ABC's segment that mocked his religious beliefs, saying that the national broadcaster can be numpties, but he'll turn the other cheek. Andrew tells Chris Smith that he isn't opposed to poking fun at people's beliefs, which I'm not either. But he says that obviously the ABC has a specific agenda, which I completely agree with. I can understand too, you would mock some people for their beliefs, and I live in a society where that would be possible. Great, yes, I fully agree. I look forward to the first time ever that ABC will run a song criticising the belief of a Muslim, for instance. Which is what I said. Do you think they'll do that? He questioned whether the Greens supporter or a global warming fanatic would receive the same comedy treatment as our new Prime Minister. Andrew says the taxpayer-funded broadcaster is completely out of order. All we can really devise about this is ABC is against conservative when it's supposedly supposed to be unbiased. And B, ferociously against Christianity. Now, obviously, the funny thing about that is that the fact is that other Prime Ministers, Malcolm Turnbull, for example, he's also been a Christian, and they didn't so much as lambast him for that. So this is very much against, well, what seemingly seems to be against his policies. Because he's not a far left or even a left candidate, he's more in the centre, they are targeting him. Now, okay, so what's my takeaway on this? What's my thoughts? What's my opinions? I actually, believe it or not, completely agree with Andrew Bolt. And that's where I put this tweet. So I actually turned around and I said in a tweet, and obviously it's on the screen so you can read it, but I'll read it out anyway. Now, if the ABC would like to do the segment mocking Mahara Farani, might be mispronouncing his religion, after all, they're always preaching about diversity, right? Then I had some leftist, I presume, saying the joke was based around preaching one thing about contradiction about actions. How can that be applied to Ferendi and a religion? Examples, please. Oh, wait. My response, because they're using his religion to attack his policies. I would like them to give Moringa Frangi the same treatment and use her religion to attack her policies. But yeah, like I say, at the end of the day, and this is where I land on this, if you want to go through, and I'm all for attacking people's religion, if you want to go through and make fun of a Christian, a Buddhist, a Chinese, a monk, a Scientology, whatever it may be, you should be able to go through and do that without any problems. But when you're a government taxpayer funded program or literal broadcaster, and this is not the first time, I don't think there's ever been a time where they haven't preached far left ideology, then at the end of the day, it really does make you wonder if we should hashtag defund the ABC. Because at the end of the day, at this moment, they are literally a far left progressive company, media company that is government funded, that is preaching a certain ideology. They are supposed to be unbiased. They are supposed to be in the middle. They are supposed to be completely nonpartisan. And at the end of the day, they don't. They've never, as far as I know, at least in the past 5-10 years, they've never been anything but far left. This is the same program that has had countless run-ins in the past regarding pushing a far left agenda. They have had several times in the past people calling for them to be defunded because of their propaganda. And I'm thinking that maybe it's time we did that. Maybe it's time we got that money, we saved that money instead of paying it to this propaganda network. And I don't know, gave it to the farmers or something instead. I think that would be a much better offer. That, or at the end of the day, they have to go back to being nonpartisan. If you want to be partisan, fine. You're not receiving government funding. If you want to be nonpartisan, then you have to report nonpartisan. You have to be non-biased. And at the end of the day, I think ABC has a very important decision to make on that. I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you believe they should be able to attack his religion like they should be able to go through and also attack Muslim religion? Do you think that they should be non-partisan, considering the fact that they are a government-funded organisation? Or at the end of the day, do you think that they should be able to go through and say what they want, regardless of where they get their funding from? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.